Here we are, back in Metropolis Zone, Act 3. Right off the bat, we got a grasshopper. Maybe I was calling him a cricket. I'll have to check the commentary again. Elevators. They had something like this in Starfish. They had gears like that in Scrap Brain Zone. No, they had elevators like that in Scrap Brain Zone. I can't talk today. Just right on the day when I decided to do commentary over a video game, I can't talk. That's just my luck. Didn't get that ring box, but that's okay, Starfish! Okay. I lost my train of thought. My train of thought is always like... Ooh, I like that part. It just looks so cool. You got the platform, and then you got the part where he goes all fast through the loops, and sometimes you will not make it on that platform. Praise be to those who made it. Huh. Marco, I will watch that video after I'm done with this part. Deal? Deal. At this point in the recording, Marco has just posted his own walkthrough of a boss in Rayman Legends. The friend Marco I mentioned earlier, who I want to be doing these playthroughs with, yeah, that one. Oh, see what I mean about these? And you don't want to get hit by them. Lava, lava everywhere. If you're in the lava without rings, you will die. Oh, and there we hit the checkpoint. Let that go. Okay. Okay. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I need to focus more often when I play these zones. It's about to get harder, gentlemen. And ladies. But mostly ladies. Considering I'm posting this on I Stole a TARDIS. Ah! Another checkpoint. They were not very confident in our abilities. Thanks, Japan. Sega in particular. Come on and slam, and welcome to Japan. Yeah, those guys will also nail you. This is the long haul. Right here. This gear. Blue spheres. Dairy fears. Who has a fear of dairy? Oh, milk! I'm so scared! I know being lactose intolerant wouldn't help, but I know people who are lactose intolerant. They don't fear the milk. You see what I mean? I'm just rambling now. Okay. There he is. Sometimes he isn't there, sometimes he is. That time he was, of course. Let's play curse. Careful here. Platform. We're on our way to the boss. Alright. Golden triangle. Okay. He's gonna have these balls floating around him. He will come at you, bro. But you don't want to hit him just yet. Those kind of act like a shield. He will do this thing where he kind of has them float around like a ring. And then while they're floating on his side, jump up and hit him. If you're invincible, you can get a free hit when he comes down. Like, when you get hit, you have invincibility for him. So use that to your advantage. He will send out those balloons, as you've been seeing. You don't want to lose your rings. That one ring is keeping you alive the whole fight. Okay. Tails, thank you for popping that. Okay, now that he's lost them all, he's going to come down on the side. Hit him. Dead. Right away. Let's see if we can catch him. Tails, would you be so kind? Thank you. And we made it through Metropolis Zone. We're coming up on the end, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Chase Zone, here we go. This zone's a bit different. You're on the tornado, and Tails is steering it. Well, technically you're steering it. It will make sure that it is always underneath you as you're walking along. There will be enemies coming by. and rings, thankfully. Just pop them. I would like to point out, the flickies that are falling down to their death, after you pop them out, it's probably best to leave them in the robots. The robots are going to come back to base eventually. You can pop them there. And then the animals don't go falling to their death. And again, there is no fall damage in Sonic games, so maybe they're okay. I'd like to point out there's a mod of this game that has Tails and Knuckles following you around, and you can switch out between the three. It's a lot like Sonic Heroes if it were played out in 2D. And for this section, they have Amy Rose flying the plane, and the little enemies, the little flickies! The little flickies that pop out of the robots, much like the rings pop out of my body, they have parachutes in that mod. It's a nice touch that doesn't kill them. It's really hard to collect your rings in this zone if you get hit, considering they don't have anything to bounce off of, they just fall down. Here's some foreshadowing to a level we'll be having to play later, right after this one. I'm not sure why we just don't jump onto it. Maybe it's further in the background than we realize. I'm waiting. Ah! These guys. They can be jerks. You want to be jumping quite often. People who've played Sonic 4 might recognize a lot of these enemies. And I'm referring to Sonic 4 Episode 2. There's one level where it's basically this, but played out longer, and with cloud platforms, if I remember correctly. And it's worse, because in two-player mode, Player 2 would be controlling the plane. Yeah, balance that out between your friends. And Tails will get shot down. Boo-hoo. He'll come back. And see what I mean about Tails being important? Without Tails, we would not have made it. We would have been flying that plane, because it is Sonic's plane. They don't make that very clear. We'd be flying that plane, and here's that robot chicken earlier. From earlier, I mean, that I mentioned. No, normally we're supposed to go to the right, but it's hard, and I know this. Yeah, skipped a whole chunk of level. Speedrunners, eat it. Wait for these platforms to rotate. So yeah, without Tails, we'd be flying the plane, and we wouldn't have been able to jump out. Up here. Ah! We got the speed shoes on accident. I wanted to save those. We want to wait for this platform to rotate. It's going to rotate. Okay. Never mind. Wasted a load of time. 50 rings. And I don't feel like trying for the special stages. I need my rings. The boss here is a bit of a jerk. This isn't the final zone, though. By the way, these fans, you can get hurt if you hit them. Robot chickens will shoot little pellets at you. Now, this is kind of like that one thing in Labyrinth Zone in the last game. It's a lot easier, though. Ah! And we're dead. Oh well, we've got plenty of extra lives. I'm actually playing pretty well. Yeah, you tend to get nervous when you don't have rings, thank you. And these guys will shoot at you, but you're invincible. You're fine. Pop off that. Yeah, the robot chickens don't look a lot like Scratch did in the TV show. But they're the closest he's got. The other two main enemies in the show are based off Badniks. I don't know why he isn't. Okay, you'll see that little turret shooting out. You want to wait for it to go back in, then come back out. Because as you're going through here, you'll notice the ones behind you start to go back in. It's a bit like, oh dang it. I don't have a lot of experience. Luckily there was a checkpoint.